Alright, hey Tito, wanted me to make a video, so here we go, of the 2008 135i. That's the exact mileage now that you know it, 49,556. Don't mind the radar detector, I'll remove that. Sorry for how shaky it is. It's hard to hold the phone, but interior's in pretty good shape. I might as well run down, like I said, as if you were here, to show you like any of the blemishes. I did one day chip this right here with little scratches. That's when I was trying to install the shifter, because as you can see, it actually barely fits. I had to cut the underside to fit this billet shifter in reverse. Of course, about like 3-4 months later, they make a cheaper version that's shorter, that fits without having to do that, but it's not as good, which is why this one costs $600. Love this shifter. It actually has the reverse lockout. So when you want to go into reverse, you have to hold it up. This is how I do it. It lets you go into reverse, but it's nice because I can't go into reverse by accident. So I can shift as hard as I want to the left. And that's how short the throws are. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. What else is wrong with the car? Not much. Really small, minor stuff. Like, there's this little... That thing has been there for like 3 years. I only left it there because the windshield, for some reason in the wintertime, had cracked from all the way from end all the way to the other end. I had it replaced, and the very next day, a rock hit me on the highway. And I just was not in the mood to pay for that when I had just bought one. The only other things wrong with it are when last week the regulator failed and the window fell and it scratched the tint. But I mean, a tint, you know, I mean, that's cheap. What else? Somebody tapped me in the parking lot once, and they broke like the clip that holds this. But that was like 5 years ago, and it really doesn't affect the car. It doesn't come off on, even if you're doing 100 miles an hour, this thing stays just like this, so I never bothered to fix it. The typical third taillight, I had to fix it a bunch of times. I had it replaced once myself. It also cracked. You just buy another one or keep the one that I have. It's really not expensive. Anything else? Oh, and then when I did the dip, I couldn't get it to stick to this part of the handle, which is why I didn't take a picture of it. But I mean, I figured most people are going to either peel this completely off on both sides, just leave it black, re-dip the car, repaint the car. Honestly, that's it. So it's in really good shape. The hood, like I said, the dip, it kind of, when I tried to do the clear coat, a lot of stuff stuck to it. As you can see, there's like a couple little things stuck to it. The hood's really the worst part. Everything else is actually pretty good. Don't mind my friends here. I've got everything listed, but I'll go over some of it. I've got the Fab Factory intake manifold with the velocity stacks that are inside of here. And this thing's really awesome. I custom fit this cover because it doesn't fit with the top mount rail, this is the only intake manifold that has the top mount injectors, so it fires directly onto the valves. I can't buy that anymore. And then I've got the catch can, which I put on this side because that's where all the heat is, so you don't get moisture inside of the catch can, which will happen.
You're gonna be 100 right now.
And then my friend's telling me jokes. And then I had this custom made for this intake manifold. It cost me $350. It's all aluminum. Aluminum is really hard to weld. You got the Tile Q 50 millimeter blow-off valve. Here's the fuel pressure regulator. Don't mind this. I don't use this anymore. I just never bothered to disconnect it. That was a pressure switch to activate the second fuel pump. I'm a big believer in having this retained, and I replaced all the screws here as they fell out. Because if you get water in this engine, which is also why I have the cover on, it really messes up the injectors. They get stuck. The brakes, well, the rotors were changed. The pads were changed. Rear tires, honestly, are kind of on their last legs. I had them for 2 years. And I guess the only other thing is to really start it up and just show you that it runs really well. In order to start it, I put in kind of a clutch switch. Not really a kill switch, just because I have since I have the twin disc, I wanted it to not go too far, because you push a twin disc too far, you can actually break the pressure plate. So it doesn't activate the clutch switch that allows you to turn the car on. So all you got to do, key in, and then while you turn it on, you have to hold this. I have a little button down here. You just hold it in while you start it. So give me a second to do that. As you can see, it starts right up. Its coil packs are really good. I really like those R8 coil packs that I have on it. Obviously it sounds good. This is the only thing you'll see on SES light. Doesn't always come on. It's just because of that something to do with the tank ventilation. I'm not sure what broke inside the tank. I took the entire tank apart, so I don't know why it doesn't want to vent. But what I did to make the car run right, this actually took me 2 years to figure out. But over on this side, right here, where I have my catch can vacuum going, there's normally a line that goes here where the tank vents to. That's where it gets the vacuum. And if I leave that connected, it actually pulls fuel into it. So I had to disconnect that. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, I was pretty nuts. I replaced pretty much everything on this car. Everything's pretty much brand new except for the tires, honestly. That's about it. I guess I'll just give you a little walk around. The wing was from eBay. It's actually jet black. I had it painted. The diffuser down there, that's also from eBay. Doesn't fit perfect. I wish I had bought a different one. It sits a little bit off on this side. The other side fits perfect. That's another thing they don't make anymore. That's the Mad Dad exhaust. It's basically the exact same thing as the Burke mufflerless design. I also didn't list. I had the Apex stud conversion, so it's a lot easier to change the wheels on this now. These are the VMR 810s. They're basically just a replica of a different brand. That's about it. Let me know if you want to see anything else. I could take another video, and I guess next time I'll talk to you is when I get the car inspected. Thanks.